Welcome to the Multiverse. On today's episode, you're going to get an introduction to the Multiverse. We're going to show you around. This is actually our first recording of a video podcast, and you'll get to see that if you're watching on video. Otherwise, you just have to listen. And we talk about, all the things that we talked about. Childhood fun, how to make your whip hook across a branch so you can swing across it like Indiana Jones. We cover the filmography of Mr. T. You think I'm kidding, kids, but that's exactly where this thing goes. So hang on, enjoy. This is your introduction to the Multiverse. Here we go.
So we're starting this for the first time, kids.
Yeah.
Video.
Hello, everyone.
You probably know Jason from some of the store videos.
Yeah. So I'm Jason.
I'm Scott, and
I'm having a panic attack.
This gentleman here is Steven, or as Jordan said, the unknown beetle that he's never met. He's met everyone else.
That's that. What was that? Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live skit when he's Clarence, the beetle that they.
Yeah, the other beetle.
Let's steal all of Clarence's songs and kick her out of the band.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So well,
yeah.
That you're the hesitant one for being on camera, though. You're like, I'm out.
Well, yeah. The funding for my relocation thing dried up recently, so I guess I've got nothing to worry about.
Well, that's what we thought. We were taking bets, like if it were a witness protection thing, if it was
expecting visitors. Oh, shoot.
God, yeah. Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
Like,
you're serious.
I'm just like racist.
The sunglasses.
Hold on a second.
I'm like this.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Not again. Not at this job.
You're gonna do the whole rest of the show as a blues brother.
I'm thinking about it. I'm totally thinking about it.
So once again, hope you enjoy the experience because you are fun and talented here, and I'm sure all the viewers at home would like to know where the deep dive on these subject matters come from with the large word of the day, toilet paper definitions, and
no pressure.
No.
I'm just thinking that the key thought is going to be, he sounded pasty, and it turns out he is pasty.
Well, what they can't, what
He
they
sounds just like he looks.
He sounds just like there's white.
And the thing is,
alabaster and then pasty.
Once again, people don't realize that, as you're sitting down, they don't see it. You have a tail. So, they're not going to be looking for that.
Vestigial.
Well,
this might be Kurt Wagner. Kurt Wagner, you never know.
I don't know how to respond to that.
They never do.
It's not blue.
It's the image. It's the image educer.
Yeah, see, it's all makeup.
In the early Dave Cockrum, Chris Claremont years, he had a little thing for Tony Stark where he did look like Errol Flynn.
That's right.
That was.
Isn't that like Wolverine dares him to? They don't show it. They reference it that Wolverine had a bet with Nightcrawler that he wouldn't walk through Times Square without the inducer on.
There's a story. I think it was
a
a backup story. One of the X-Men classic reprints or something. Because I don't think it was in the.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I do like those too.
So now you get to see how we all just bounce around, and you can see how well organized this is, kids. And it's a little peek behind the curtains.
Absolutely.
We set up a separate table for this. This table doesn't usually live here in the middle of where our comic. Our comic wall is, but we thought the comic wall looks cool, so this is it. This actually is our normal setup. It's not a fake background or anything. This is where we live.
Yeah.
So
this is where we live.
This is where we live.
That's my spot right over there, and that's Scott.
Yeah. And there's a back door back there where I'm hidden most of the time, and I like it that way.
That is the most secure back room you'll ever find.
Yes, it is kind of a fortress back there.
It is.
Yeah.
Like we don't just have a lock. We have a medieval barricade that goes across the entire thing. So you're not getting in.
They're not getting in.
No. I think the way back when the people that had the comic shop 20 years ago, it was broken into a bunch.
I know the exact story. Lone Star Comics. That's where the bars that you didn't like.
Yeah,
when we first saw but when they broke in here and stole a whole shit ton of Magic comics, they pried the back door open. And if you even look, that's the original back door. The deadbolts are gone. Everything they just put those two steel
They were
clips on
committed.
there, and they just slid this wooden thing through there and said, no one's going to open this again. And that's,
And nobody has.
Yeah, nobody
It
has.
with
Like,
the fire department.
yeah,
No.
Medieval drawbridge, like
yeah,
giant.
If you get past the moat filled with the radioactive barracudas, if you get past the feral children,
and the trained
With
brown
the-
recluse spiders. That,
yes, exactly, you might get to the back door.
Right.
And we've got the next best thing to Batman here. If you do happen to make it in, we're going to find you.
Yeah, we're going to.
So,
Yes, because what was, I think it was you who said that all comic book fans secretly deep down want to be
Yeah, they
Batman.
think,
to be
yeah,
Batman.
want to be
It's right
Batman.
thing,
Yeah, that is.
Quite
So-
right.
we also have the guy, like one of our customers. He's retired now, but he's the one that trains all the police on how to do tactical things.
Yes.
Yes. Ethical and unethical way. Yeah, he's
Sure.
No,
I'm most worried about the ethical part. I'm worried about if somebody breaks into the comic shop.
oh yeah.
I would want to send some people out to, like, it's a comic shop, for goodness sake. Don't break in. Why are we even talking about this? I don't know.
Well, but just hang on,
Yeah.
because he's missing a trick. We should talk to him about that, because he could come in and run a Detective 101 Be Like Batman class.
Oh, yeah.
People would
Oh,
pay
my-
a fortune for that.
Mm.
And he could just like make
Yeah.
stuff up.
Yeah, he
How's
could.
anyone going to know?
He could. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
This
true.
is business idea.
I've got a book. My wife bought it for me for Christmas, and it's a how-to guide, how to be Batman.
Oh.
And it's kind of, I mean, it's a bit tongue in cheek.
I've got the different version of how to be an action hero.
Okay, and
I know what you're talking
and
about.
it's like-
It's about this big.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of square shaped, and it's like one of these survival guides.
Okay.
What to do
Yes.
when you're faced. There's some self-defense stuff in there. There's some, how to blend into backgrounds.
Amateur chemistry.
Amateur chemistry, criminal psychology degrees, and they've interviewed actual people. And of course, it's got the prerequisite bit in the beginning, which is, this is entertainment purposes only. Please do not read this and go, I'm going to go clean up my neighborhood.
I'm going to go make a smoke bomb.
I think especially any comic book collector, the first time they throw a rope in the tree and try to pull themselves off the ground, will rethink
Oh, man.
all of their Batman,
You know what?
their Batman glory days.
Do you remember the web shooters that you could get when
Oh,
you were a
yes.
kid?
Oh, God,
I had
yes.
to, they would shoot the darts, like
Yeah.
the darts out. And
Someone had the cheap glue that you could squirt out.
well,
to
so the one I
Yeah.
had was before that. Like you could shoot a dart out, and it would it actually came with a string attached to the dart, so you could retrieve the dart. Right.
Awesome.
Well, that string was not strong enough for you to swing on, and I learned the hard way.
Yes.
Also, bullwhips. When you put the bullwhip over the tree branch, you can't swing on it. It
No.
doesn't work.
Yes.
No.
They snap like a twig.
Well, the other problem is if you do swing forward, you're not skilled enough to stop. You're probably high enough off the ground, so you're coming back.
That's true.
I did always wonder, because he does that thing where around the branch, and he swings, and then it's just like a little flick of the wrist, and it comes loose. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
No. I have experience in this.
Detail.
I cannot tell you how many years I spent trying to figure this out as a kid.
Right.
First off, you say you had experience. Did you figure it out?
I got it to around the tree.
But you're able to.
But the part that will wrap around the tree is like the part that makes the noise, a thin leather
Yeah.
strip,
Yeah.
not strong enough to hold you. Like like when you swing, it doesn't do it. And getting it down, it comes down,
Well,
but
it comes
just
down.
because it
When
breaks,
the branch goes. Right.
you just, yeah. So
Huh.
I finally got to that.
I'm intrigued that Jason's parents were okay with young Jason owning a leather bullwhip to mess around in his backyard with.
Oh, there was a time my parents gave up at some point. So
On you or
No, no, my parents are.
Wow, that was quite a
No, here's the
question.
thing. So my parents were very idealistic and very young when I was born. So they were 21. They got married at 18, and my dad was in seminary,
Right.
and very devout Christian family. And my mom, as idealistic as she was, she decided that I was not going to play with guns. I was not going to have guns as a boy. That's not something that's okay.
Right.
Having children playing with firearms or toy firearms or cap guns at the time.
Yes.
You can't, that's not allowed. Except to a little boy, everything's a gun.
Yes,
I
of
pick a
course.
tree branch I'm running, that's a
Absolutely.
gun. I can make a gun out of my hand and she couldn't ban my
Big
hand.
guns. That's it.
So eventually she decided to let me have cap guns. And there were some really cool, like Western cap guns,
Mhm.
like the belt, the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Because this is like right on the edge. Like this is like post-space age, but still cowboys and Indians are a thing. And
Gotcha.
Star Wars showed up. Star Wars is where the cutover to everybody's into space happened,
Right.
really. Star Wars showed up like I was 2.
So you were
78, right?
Okay.
78?
77.
77. Okay, I was 1. I was 1 when Star Wars rocks up, right? So I still had cowboy stuff early on,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
There was some cowboy stuff,
Sure.
mostly space. So I had these awesome cap guns. The only way I got the cap guns was by memorizing Bible verses.
Well, we are in
You know,
Texas. So, yeah, we are
I was
in
going to
Texas.
say,
yeah.
there's a joke in there somewhere, but I just don't have the heart.
Well, apparently
I have the heart.
I had
We're in
to-
Texas.
I had to have the foundation of like the moral centeredness before I was allowed to use a weapon. That was the idea.
Right.
And that's, I think that philosophically she was like, I'll do a little something naughty, but I'm going to do something nice first. And that was the rule. And I had to memorize a Bible verse for
To get a
every letter of the alphabet. 26 Bible verses.
Wow.
To get my cap guns. And I did. I did.
And if you sign up for our Patreon now,
You get to hear Jason
exclusive
recite those.
access to
Jason reciting knows how to
No,
study Bible verses.
but at that point,
So how did we get to the
the
Indian?
sky's the limit,
So, yeah,
right?
so what did we
I
have to
can
do to get
do-
to the Indiana Jones whip?
Yeah, I can. At that point, they're like, "A whip? Well, he's already got a gun. Sure, he can have the whip." Spider-Man web shooters. That's better than the gun.
Of course.
The Spider-Man web shooters. So I could do all sorts of stuff. At some point, I'm watching the A-Team with my mom and like watching them shoot at everything and miss everything. So yeah, that was
the stormtroopers of the LA Underground.
I mean, that's what the A-Team was.
Yeah.
They carried those AK-47s.
I
and
never
nobody
thought
shot
about
at
it
them.
that way before, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, no one got shot on the A-Team ever.
No.
A lot of car flipping.
A lot of
A lot of car flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor B.A. Baracus.
And that's still, because my wife,
He did not offer consent, and that probably wouldn't hold up this day and age.
no, he really didn't. It is a great misuse of trust. My wife is very afraid to fly. So whenever she's had to fly,
Do you give her milk?
no, but but that joke is always,
Right there at the cusp.
it is
But has she ever woken up in a parachute falling out of the plane with the rest of the family going, "Hey, Mom, we're fine"? Has that happened?
I'm not supposed to talk about
Oh, okay. Is that why you don't want to be on camera?
you, Murdoch.
Ain't getting on no plane, Hannibal. Of course not. We never think about it.
What?
Have some milk.
Once again,
Oh, thank you.
after the second time, I blame BA. BA. I mean, how many times someone's going to give you a drink? None of my teammates. If y'all drugged me more than once,
Yeah.
I'm never taking a effing
Now,
drink
this
from any of
doesn't
y'all.
have
And
we would do that
Jason,
twice.
Jason,
known as the smart one.
yeah, I mean, well,
It's not the smart
Jason
one.
offers me a mug of something. I drink it. I'm sitting in the shop, then I wake up in Istanbul. I'm not taking another drink from Jason ever again.
No, it's Budapest.
Wherever
I gotta do-
we end up.
Yeah,
I'm not-
there has to be a. Okay, wait a minute. So what we're saying is that there has to be a point where
dumb or not.
B.A. Baracus has to accept responsibility that he's
Yeah.
drinking the milk.
Yeah, it's not like they come up with a different trick every week. It's either milk or water or,
That's right.
I mean, first
Every
of all,
time.
I would never turn my back on these people.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Ain't going to drink that milk.
No.
Okay, Pepsi,
Oh, sure. This
Oh, okay.
Orange
So,
juice. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
So he was in town. Mr.
Yeah.
T was here in town.
Yes.
Like,
Boy, he looked rough too.
did he? Did you see him?
We didn't go to the convention, but I saw photos and live. This is the first
Yeah.
convention we have missed as a group for, almost 20 years. And, man, he looked dropped probably 50 pounds of muscle. I mean,
How old is he?
God,
He's got to be
If only we-
70 something.
if only we had a device.
a magical
pocket.
device.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I would take a guess, and I'm going to say that he's probably in his, I'm going to go with mid to late 70s.
73.
Oh, I think we were all close on that. I
We
said
were
70s.
we were pretty close.
Yes.
But Joe, he
mean-
looked like he was entertaining and engaging with the crowd. But I know that
Did he wear the gold?
he did at one point.
Yeah.
I think for the photo shoots, because they were like $300.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe he put on the gold for the
I saw a
photo
picture of
shoots.
him with a cosplayer. There was a Dead Ringer B.A. Baracus cosplayer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like Dead Ringer. Looked just like him.
Gotcha.
And so they posed and the convention posted it was one of their pictures they posted.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I did think about it for a minute because that's my wife's favorite Rocky movie, Rocky 3. We've had so many debates about this.
Really?
I still don't understand.
Why
Yeah.
she likes it so much?
Yeah, it's just something about it that she's like, it's. I think
it's also my favorite. I think I agree with
she's like, it's the most entertaining. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because the first one is more of a drama. I mean, it's the character study. And then the second one is sort of a half-assed attempt to
It's like the
turn it
rematch,
into
right?
a spectacle. Yeah, because that was the whole point of the first one. It wasn't that he was going to win.
Yeah.
It was just that, would he go the distance? Could he actually get that far?
Right.
And, when they, are there going to be a rematch? Look, going to be no rematch, And it's like, that's the point. He won. He won not the match, but he won the trial that he came to
get
to overcome. And then the second one, it's this. They obviously they want to get him back. This is the kind of show that I love.
that wasn't the comics. Kids.
We're talking about Rocky. Stick with that.
If you're longtime listeners of the show, this is what happens. This is going in.
Well, and this is going to be like when I try to figure out what the title of this show is.
Right.
Like, what are people going to want to listen to? What's going to draw their attention? I think like the filmography of Mr. T.
calling on that.
Like, how many people are searching for the filmography of Mr. T?
Wasn't it Rocky and Bullwinkle where they would have like, and today's episode
Little
is
title.
the Masked Phantom or
Yes.
The Wheels on the Bus Go Round
man.
or something, Yeah.
That was always fun.
Yeah. But so Rocky, back to the series.
Yeah.
Rocky 2. They just want that rematch because for some reason it became important
It was
to
Apollo Creed's pride, wasn't it? That he couldn't.
Yeah, but it's also not. I don't know that it's necessary. But then, how many sequels are actually necessary? But you've got this incredibly slow burn. Will he? Won't he? Will he? Won't he? Will he? Won't he? And then Talia Shire does her win. And then Burgess Meredith goes, "What are we waiting for?" And then he chased the chicken, and then they fight, and then they both fall down, and it's like, oh my God, they're just milking this thing for all it's. Hey, when I was a little kid and I saw it for the first time, I was like, this is amazing. As an adult, not so much.
So
But my
Rocky-
wife likes Rocky 3.
Okay. It's been
And
a
I
very
mentioned
long
Rocky
time.
4.
Is that where he like trains? He's got all like the high tech training stuff and all that.
No, I think that's the third one.
That
Yeah,
is the third one.
That's the
Yeah.
third. That's Rocky
Good.
3. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the third one's the first Rocky I ever saw. Because I didn't pay attention to it. Because Star Wars or Rocky, Star Wars.
Right.
So I watched Rocky 3 and I was like, oh, this is a cautionary tale. Okay.
Pride
Yeah.
doth become a
that's what it was.
And
Yes.
so at that time,
hubris.
VHS rentals were in their infancy. So I couldn't rent Rocky 1 or 2 because I'd have to leave my parents have to leave like a $200 check on file. And getting my dad to fill out a $200 check just to leave behind at Videoland which was right across the street.
Okay.
Wow.
We're
across the
not
street
taking
from
any
here.
chances.
Wasn't doing any of that.
No.
So I had to hope that HBO would show it.
Gotcha.
So I ended up seeing Rocky 3 and then Rocky 4.
Right.
And
Rocky
then
4 was the exact same movie as Rocky 3, except the
Russian.
characters flipped.
It's just Russian.
Right.
Kind of, yeah.
So
Just
like
Russian.
the Russian has all
Yeah.
the like
He's
all the
got
high tech
space stuff.
stuff. And
Yeah.
you'll never beat me. And then, but Rocky's like all
Thank you.
gritty and like
He's out in the woods. He's
Yeah.
chopping, you know,
Old fashioned. And
carry water, chop wood, carry
Yeah.
water. He's doing the whole Zen thing.
yeah.
then saw Rocky 1 and went, well, this is kind of a drama. This kind of, because Rocky 1 was that first soul searching, you know, one.
Yeah.
I didn't, and then saw Rocky 2 and then saw Rocky 5 and went, why? And
Well, you know, it's a
but
weird
then
one.
went back and as an adult watched them. I really enjoyed 1 and 2 much better than
Yeah. Well, I saw Rocky 5 in the theater, and I actually quite enjoyed it. But I think I really wanted to enjoy it. You know how sometimes you can kind of, you know, force yourself to be like, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to go watch a Rocky movie on the big screen. I'm going to enjoy this.
That's
And-
how I feel about every MCU movie lately.
I'm going to, what's it, gosh, damn it, I'm going to enjoy this film, whether I like it
I
or not.
know that I love Marvel movies.
Right.
They used to be great. I have hope. And then I get Captain America Brave New World.
I just watched that 2 days ago.
have you watched it?
I've watched it now.
Okay.
Okay, so we might
well,
circle back.
I might sort of,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going film a little bit here, so that's a good one. But I will say, I can't the Rocky thing. I mean, when he came back, he did Rocky Balboa, which I thought was actually quite an interesting film. And the Creed stuff, I really haven't.
I haven't watched a
I
single
haven't
second
followed
of
any
Creed.
of that.
But
But
I
that,
think Michael B. Jordan has his own following.
yes.
And I think that makes
Well, I
Creed
think
good.
it's interesting that this
Yeah.
has become, you know, there's the Rocky cinematic universe now,
Yeah.
you know, and give it time, and we'll probably get, you know, a Russian fighter who's the illegitimate son of Drago or whatever it was. and
that was Creed 2.
really,
Really?
no way. Did I call it?
He cut pretty quick.
Oh,
Not
man.
the illegitimate, but Dolph Lundgren comes back.
That's
Oh,
so
really?
funny.
Yes, and his son and Bridget, what's her name?
Yeah, Bridget Nielsen.
When he lost, she
Is she in the
divorced
film?
Yeah, she divorced him and married some other Russian hybrid. She shows up for just a brief moment. Without seeing the first 2 Creeds, I really
Wow.
enjoyed.
I have to watch this.
The third Creed, I'm like, oh, okay. The 2 that Sylvester Stallone had something to do with, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed because it is that tying into you're Apollo's son. I feel, you know, I'm kind of your godfather. I feel responsible for what happened to your father.
Right.
Oh crap, you want to be a boxer? I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
And then, you know, because Rocky's got his little Italian restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
And in Creed 2, he looks over there and there's Dolph Lundgren.
I might have to.
How you doing, Rock? You know, it's very shit.
How are you
No, I mean, it's
doing,
just
Rocky?
something, dude, just like this.
You know what's funny? Have you watched the Expendables movies?
Yes.
No.
Oh, God, love them.
Oh my
Such
god.
great popcorn movies.
It's so good. So because it's an excuse for all the old action stars
Sure.
to
Yeah.
come and shoot guns.
Yeah.
Right.
Show up.
And
Get paid.
I just rewatched the first 2 of those. I think they did like 4 maybe.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple and they're just they stay just as much fun. And what they do is they tack on another action guy that you haven't seen in a long time.
Right.
For each one. You're like, oh yeah, that's
Van Damme's that guy.
Van Damme.
Van Damme's back. Why is Harrison Ford in this one?
Right,
Yeah, there's.
So they'll tack on somebody. You're like, oh man, that makes it great. So those are fun. But Dolph Lundgren's in.
Yeah,
And
Dolph
those
Lundgren.
things.
I might just give that a go then. That's fun.
Just know what you're getting into.
I didn't.
Like,
Well,
it is
I
what it
didn't.
is.
For the
No.
Expendables, yes. I mean, for Creed 1 and 2, it almost hits very similar dramatic beats that Rocky 1 does.
Okay.
So he really just tried to
I
make
watched
it so-
Creed 1, and the whole time I was like, I already saw Rocky. I don't need to see the.
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't-
same.
It's sort of like when they remade Annie. I don't need to see the updated.
Well,
Annie.
Right.
I have a friend that looks at me crazy when I say this. If you show up to the Creed movies because you want to watch a good boxing movie, go
Yeah.
watch Raging Bull. If you're like, hey, what happened to Rocky and his family? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at
Right.
that.
Sure.
Oh, that's Apollo. Look, they got, you know, Cosby's mom to come back and play Apollo's wife, and she gets a little bit of dialogue. You know, that's
Cosby's mom?
Bill Cosby's. We have the actress Felicia, whatever her
Rashad.
Day.
Rashad. No, Felicia Day.
Felicia
That's
Rashad.
yeah.
No, from the Cosby Show.
You get
But that first one, I will watch that. I'm very partial to that film, and I know because it's funny because that came out because that won Best Film,
Yeah.
and it was the year that Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
And there's a whole community out there that will never forgive the Academy for not giving Star Wars Best Film because that's where the populism versus
Financial
quality. Yeah. But it's like no, it's sweet. It's a very touching, very heartwarming film, and it's not really about boxing.
So I say.
And there you go.
There you go. Thank you for joining us for this inaugural video version of the Multiverse. If you would like to come and join us in our shop, the shop that you just saw, you can do that. We are at the Multiverse in Hurst, Texas. If you'd like to shop with us online, we do that too. www.multiverse.shop. Until next time, keep reading comics.